I was really looking forward to Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo because I love Halloween-themed animations, and in general I wasn't disappointed. I didn't completely love it, but it's not too bad. This is a feature film from 2020. It's directed by Maxwell Atoms, and we have a great voice cast, including Frank Welker, Griffin, Matthew Lillard, Kate Micucci, Cassandra Peterson, who voices, of course, Elvira, which I was very excited about, and Bill Nye, who appears as himself. And the gang are being chased by some pretty spooky looking futuristic pumpkins, and we have some other things going on, and I don't want to give away too much about the narrative, but basically we have a lot of Halloween imagery and some really fabulous pumpkins, and they have to try and solve the mystery. And I don't know if I love the narrative itself. I didn't hate it too much, but I feel like it just wasn't that fascinating to me, and they really made use of Bill Nye, which is not a bad thing, but I didn't personally find that to be that interesting, and I feel like they focused too much on Bill Nye and not enough on the narrative. And that's not all of the way through it, but just there were times when I felt like it was a little bit... The focus wasn't that great, but nevertheless, the actual animation is great. We do have a lot of Halloween things happening. Fred's costume. Fred wears a costume throughout, and it really does look wonderful. So that was something I was really happy about. The pumpkins look great, and there are like spooky houses and other Halloweeny things. There's a cornfield. So visually, I had a lot of fun with it. The narrative is not a bad narrative, and actually, it's quite intricate. I just feel like the way the narrative was presented was maybe not the most interesting, and I didn't work out what was going on, which is pretty typical for me with Scooby-Doo, and I always think the element of surprise is pretty good fun. And as I said, Elvira's in this as well, which I really liked. I thought her role in this was pretty good. But again, I could understand if somebody were to say the same thing about Elvira as I feel about the role of Bill Nye's character, because I love Elvira, so I found that to be interesting. But if you're not that bothered about Elvira, you don't have any experience with the character, thoroughly recommend Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. But if somebody doesn't care for Elvira, then yeah, maybe there was too much focus on Elvira. I'm willing to say that as well. But personally, I really enjoyed that. Her interactions with Daphne in particular were pretty great. So I enjoyed it. I thought Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo was a pretty decent film. As I said, I'd been really looking forward to it, and I don't think I was disappointed. I thought it was pretty good. If you like Halloween-themed animations, it's absolutely worth checking out, and I don't know if it would ever be my favourite Scooby-Doo feature film, but it's still good. I rather enjoyed it. Not perfect, but the animation is stunning, the narrative is okay, and ultimately it's one that I'm happy to recommend.